of stem, and what is the tissues are present in the section of the stem. Now we are going to discuss about the new topic, that is the story of microorganisms. Story of microorganisms. What is microorganisms? What is microorganisms? The microorganisms are living things. The microorganisms are living things, but we cannot see unaided eye. We cannot see with our naked eye. It is very small. It is very small and minute. Sir, Tulsi, share one, sir.
Madam,
Okay. Slide కనిపిస్తా ఉందా?
Yes, ma'am. కనిపిస్తాంది ma'am.
Okay. Story of microorganisms. The microorganisms is a living
organism.
Living things, but it is too small. But
We can't see with our
small. We cannot see with our naked eye. Okay, very good. What are the examples of microorganisms? The examples of microorganisms is bacteria, algae, and protozoans. Bacteria, algae, and protozoans. Next, the story of microorganisms and who was invented the microscope. Invented the microscope. The study of microorganisms is called as microbiology. The study of microorganisms. The study of microorganisms is called as microbiology. Next, who has discovered the microscope?
Anthony van
Leeuwenhoek. He is the invented simple lens. Single lens microscope. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek discovered the single lens microscope. He discovered the single lens microscope in the year of 1674. He observed a drop of lake water through a glass lens. He observed the lake water. With the help of a single lens microscope. The study of microorganisms is called as microbiology. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek invented the single lens microscope. Single lens microscope. He is the Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. He discovered and also he invented the single lens microscope. This is the single lens microscope. Next. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek was a fabric merchant. He is a fabric merchant. Single lens microscope. He discovered the single lens microscope. Next. The microscope helped him to discover small moving organisms. First of all, he invented the microscope, and the microscope helped him to discover the small moving organism and small moving living things. In the year of 1678, he observed the small moving organisms by the help of single lens microscope in the year of 1678. Next, he called them, it is called as animalcules. The small moving organism he named was animalcules. Later, these were named bacteria. Later, these were named bacteria. Next, along with the animalcules, he also observed many microorganisms under his microscope. Along with animalcules, he also observed the many microorganisms and other microorganisms under the microscope. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek was a fabric merchant. He built he discovered a single lens microscope, and he helped him to observe the small moving organism with the help of single lens microscope in the year of 1678. He called them, it is called as animalcules. Animalcules. Later, this name was bacteria. And he is observed the animalcules along with the many microorganisms under his microscope. Okay, this is the Leeuwenhoek's animalcules. He observed the animalcules with the single lens microscope, with the help of single lens microscope. This is the microorganisms. Microorganisms is living things, but we cannot see with the naked eye. We can several organisms in our surroundings. We can see several organisms in our surroundings, but we cannot see many of them with our unaided eye. Some of the microorganisms are to be seen with our naked eye. For example, algae, fungi. Sir, Tulsi sir.
Madam.
Slide మీద గీస్తా ఉన్నారు సార్.
చూస్తున్నాను మేడం. మీరు స్లైడ్ మళ్ళా పెట్టండి మేడం, రిమూవ్ చేసి. బాబు స్లైడ్ పైన గీస్తే క్లాత్ నుంచి రిమూవ్ చేస్తాను చెప్తున్నా, ఇదే లాస్ట్ వన్ మేడం.
సార్ మళ్ళీ గీస్తా ఉన్నారు చూడండి సార్.
మీకు పేరు డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది మేడం,
చేస్తా ఉన్నారు
మేడం. మీకు పేరు డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది మేడం, నాకు కనబడలా ఇక్కడ. మీకు పేరు డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది, నాకు చెప్పండి, నేను వాళ్ళు రిమూవ్ చేస్తాను మేడం.
సార్ చాలా ఎక్కువ చేస్తా ఉన్నారు సార్, ఇక్కడ నాకేం నేమ్ ఏం కనిపించట్లేదు.
సరే.
చూడండి సార్, ఇది చాలా డిస్టర్బెన్స్ గా ఉంది సార్ నాకు. We can see several microorganisms in our surroundings, but we cannot see some of the microorganisms with our unaided eyes. They can be seen only with the help of microscope. They are called as microorganisms. Micro means It is the minute structures. We cannot see the in our naked eye. Microorganisms are 5 groups. Number 1 is bacteria, and number 2 is algae, and number 3 is fungi, and number 4 is protozoa, number 5 is microarthropods.
ఏ బాబు క్లాస్ రిమూవ్ చేస్తాను చెప్తానుండా. మీ క్లాస్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేకపోతే వెళ్ళిపోండి. స్లైడ్ పైన ఎందుకు గీసేది మేడం? మీకు డిస్ప్లే గల పేరు ఎక్కడ?
లేదు సార్, కావట్లేదు.
సరే స్లైడ్ నాకు ఇవ్వండి మేడం, నేను పెడతాను. నాకు ఇక్కడ డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది పేరు ఎవరు వచ్చేస్తున్నారని.
సార్ నేను మీకు షేర్ చేస్తానా సార్?
సరే మళ్ళా తీసి మళ్ళా పెట్టండి మేడం ఈసారి స్లైడ్.
ముఖేష్ కుమార్ ఎవరో పడుకొని చూస్తా ఉన్నారు చూడండి సార్, అబ్బాయి బి ముఖేష్ కుమార్. The algae is present in pond water. The algae is present in pond water, and next, this is the
ఏ మేడం మీరు స్లైడ్ పెట్టండి.
పెట్టున్నాను సార్, నేను ఇప్పుడే పెట్టాను స్లైడ్. సార్ వీళ్ళు ఏమి వాంటెడ్ గా ఏమన్నా డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తున్నారా ఎట్లా?
మేడం లేదు మేడం, ప్రతి క్లాస్ లో అంతే మేడం, మనం చూసుకోవాలి అంతే. మీరు చెప్పండి మేడం.
వీళ్ళకి కొంచెం కూడా కామన్ సెన్స్ లేనట్లుంది పిల్లలకి. అసలు ఎందుకు అట్లా గీస్తారు కావాలనే? Next, first group of microorganisms, bacteria. For example, Cocci-bacteria and Bacillus bacteria and the Lactobacillus. We know the Lactobacillus bacteria. Milk is changed into curd. Next. Second group is algae. Second group is algae. For example, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, Diatoms, and Spirulina, and Edogonium, and Serratium. These are all the examples of algae. Next, fungi. Fungi, this is the examples of fungi. Penicillium, bread mold. Next, Rhizopus. It is grow on the vegetables. And Aspergillus. These are all the examples of fungi. Next, Protozoa. Protozoa is the another group of microorganisms. Examples: amoeba, paramecium, and verticella. These are all the single cell organism. That means unicellular organisms. Next, these are the microarthropods. Cyclops, Daphnia, Cabismite, and
Eyelash mite.
eyelash mite. These are all the examples of micro.
Microarthropods.
Next, group of microorganisms. First of all, we are going to learn about the observing fungi. Where is it grow? After the rainy season, you might have seen some umbrella-like growths over rotten materials of dumped waste. We can see these structures at the rainy season. These umbrella-like structures is growing on the dumped waste. It's growing on the dumped waste. Often you might have observed white patches on the bark of the trees. This is the white patches that is grow on the bark of the trees. These umbrella-like structures are grown in the dumped waste, and the white patches are grows in the bark of the trees. These patches are called as fungi. These patches are called as fungi. First, the umbrella-like structures are grows in the dumped waste. This grows on the dumped waste, and the white patches are grows on the bark of these trees. Bark of the trees. It is formed the fungi. Next, observing bacteria. First of all, we are observing the fungi, and next one is the bacteria. We can see bacteria in buttermilk to change the curd. Next, early morning scraping of tongue before washing the mouth. We can see some microorganisms in our tongue, and we can also find them in the soil. We can also find them in the soil and bark of trees, our skin, in our armpits, and many other places. But they are invisible. Bacteria found in buttermilk or curd and scraping of tongue before we washing the mouth, and soil. Some of the microorganisms, some of the bacteria are present in our soil and over the bark of trees and our skin and our armpits. But some other places the microorganisms are grown, but we cannot see in our unaided eye. This is the early morning before we washing the mouth. The microorganisms are present in our tongue. Next, this is the plant roots. The bacteria present in the root nodules. The bacteria present in the root nodules. The root nodules. This is the rhizobium bacteria. The relationship between symbiosis relationship. Next, this is the bacteria present in over the bark of trees, and this is bacteria causing some skin diseases. Bacteria causing some skin diseases. Next, let us do an activity. First, to observe the bacteria in buttermilk. To observe the bacteria in buttermilk. Required materials: buttermilk, glass slide, lamp, water, crystal violet. And procedure: take 1 or 2 drops of buttermilk on a slide and spread the buttermilk on the slide. First, we can take the 1 or 2 drops of buttermilk and spread it on the slide. Heat the slide slightly on a lamp, that is 3 to 4 seconds. 3 to 4 seconds to heat the slide slightly. Next, leave it for 30 to 60 seconds. Heat the slide and leave it for 60 to 30 to 60 seconds and wash the slide gently with water. Wash this slide gently with water and observe the slide with the help of compound microscope. We can see the slide. The structure is shown in the microscope. This is the lactobacillus bacteria. This is the lactobacillus bacteria present in buttermilk. Lactobacillus bacteria present in buttermilk. Next, this is the
బాబు ముఖేష్
సార్ ఎవరో స్క్రీన్ ఇస్తా ఉన్నారు. ముఖేష్ అంటే ఎవరో?
మేడం నేను చేస్తున్నా, డిలీట్ చేస్తున్నా, మీరు క్లాస్ చెప్పండి మేడం.
This is the lactobacillus bacteria present in buttermilk. Present in buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
Next. Next, there are several bacteria grown in our skin, but we cannot see the bacteria in our skin. Next, many of the disease causing ones live in some symbiotic relations with the other bacteria. That is the rhizobium and mycorrhiza. These are the examples of symbiotic relationship bacteria. Next, there are different kinds of bacteria in our intestine. It is useful for digestion. That is the E. coli. That is the E. coli. The E. coli bacteria is present in our intestine. Present in our intestine. It is useful for digestion. It is useful for digestion. Next, bacteria are found everywhere in lakes in soil, water, air, etc. Bacteria are found in water, soil, and air, and our skin. Everywhere it is present, but we cannot see the naked eye. Next, recently 2 types of bacteria in 1997 skulls discovered. Heidi N. Skulls. He discovered the biggest bacteria. The bacteria named was Theomargarita nambiensis. Theomargarita namibiensis. This is the biggest bacteria. Discovered the skulls. Discovered the skulls. Next, it is found in coastal water of Namibia. Where is it present, ma? It is present in coastal water of Namibia. Next, it can be seen with unaided eye. It can be seen with unaided eye. Next, observing another group of microorganisms, that is algae. That is the algae. Next, we can see algae in our surroundings, that is ponds, lakes, in our home. We also seen with algae, the walls, it is growing on the greenish part, that is called as algae. Next, we observe greenish pond water in our surroundings. It is greenish because of growth of algae and other plants grow in water. This is the algae. It is grown in the pond water. It is grown in the pond water. We can see some of algae like chara, spirogyra, etc. It is present in the pond water. We can see the chara and spirogyra is with our naked eye, but most of the algae present in water, it is very microscope. The most of the algae present in water, that is microscope. Next, observing protozoa. Next, this is the another group of microorganism. The other group of microorganism is protozoa. They are at another group of microorganisms present in water. This is also present in water. To grow the protozoa, soak hay in pond water. That means soak hay means that is the dry grass. This is the soak hay in pond water. The protozoa is grown in the soak hay of pond water. To prepare a hay decoction. To prepare a hay decoction. To soak the hay in the pond water and collect the 1 or 2 drops of hay decoction. To collect the 1 or 2 drops of hay decoction. We can see the put a drop of 1 or 2 drops of hay water on this slide, and it can observe the compound microscope. We can see the protozoa. We can see the protozoa. Mainly, the protozoa is grown in the pond water. So, pond water of the hay. Pond water of the hay.
Ma'am.
Tell me.
Ma'am, algae is found by pond water, no, ma'am.
Algae are also grown in the pond water. This is the soaked hay in pond water. This is the soaked hay in pond water.
Okay, ma'am.
Next, microarthropods. The microarthropods are rich in soil. The microarthropods are rich in soil. Some microarthropods are very important for the soil. Some of the microarthropods are very important for soil because to increasing the soil fertility. To increasing the soil fertility, the microarthropods are help in the increasing of soil fertility and decomposing of some dead decaying matter. Decomposing of some dead decaying matter. Next, these are to be found in our skin. The microarthropods are also found in our skin and eyelids and beddings and rugs, etc. These are found in the skin, eyelids, bedding, and we are using rugs. The microarthropods are also present in the rugs. Next, some microarthropods causes diseases like scabies. The disease causing scabies microorganism is scabies mite. That is the scabies mite. Actually, these are not microorganisms like bacteria. This is acts like bacteria, but they are minute arthropods and also called as giant-legged organisms. The giant-legged organisms are called as arthropods. The arthropods having giant legs. This is the all giant-legged organisms. This is also called as giant-legged organisms or arthropods. These are the examples of microarthropods. It is the minute structures. It is present in soil. It helps to increasing the soil fertility. It is helpful for increasing the soil fertility. It is present in our skin. The microarthropods are also harmful, but and it is very useful. The harmful microarthropods is scabies mites. It causing scabies. It causing scabies. Next. Soil is highly rich in microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and microarthropods. These are all the microorganisms present in soil. The top 8 inches of soil of 1 acre area may contain 5.5 tons of fungi and bacteria. 5.5 tons of fungi and bacteria. The bacteria is trapped nitrogen and produced the plant. This is the use of bacteria. This is very much useful for growing crops. It is very useful for growing crops. And next one, but excess use of pesticides. Excess use of pesticides kills, and abundant use of pesticides kills these microorganisms to decreasing the soil fertility. To decreasing the soil fertility. The microorganisms are richly in soil, that is the bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and microarthropods. In 1 acre area of soil, they contain 5.5 tons of fungi and bacteria. It is useful for growing the crops, but the abundant use of pesticides, they kill the microorganisms and to decrease the soil fertility and to decrease the soil fertility. Next, viruses also a group of microorganisms. Virus is also a group of microorganisms. They behave like non-living things when they are outside the living cell. The virus is when it is enter into the living host, they behaving like this living organism. They behaving like this living organism. They behave like non-living things when they are outside the living cell. When they are inside the host living cells and reproduce just like bacteria, plants, or animals.